Oh boy, all right, yeah. Michael Mann's not gonna like this one. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm Andrew Kavanaugh. I want to say thank you for coming back to Kavanaugh's Corner. If you noticed, I shaved my beard off. My beard was getting a little grungy. I figured it was time to restart, so I'm looking like I'm 14 years old again, which is really nice. I'm here today to talk to you about a very, very hotly anticipated release. That was a pun in there. This is a movie that I have been waiting for a long time to come out on 4K. A movie that I love dearly. I've seen this movie many, many times, probably close to 20, 25 times now. I love this movie. One of the few 3-hour movies that I can watch over and over and over again. You saw the title, and if you follow me on TikTok, you saw me unbox this. That is, of course, the Michael Mann film Heat. This is the new 4K. This is actually the limited edition Steelbook from Best Buy that got really hammered on the way here in terms of shipping. This is the new 4K from 20th Century Studios, aka Disney. This is actually a 4K digital intermediate. Again, it's a transfer that was done by 20th Century Fox actually a couple years ago, but we're finally getting it in 4K with HDR and everything. And if you saw the video of the unbox, you can see the Steelbook is beautiful. I love the design in the Steelbook. The 4K here, I actually moved it. They put the 4K over here in front of the standard Blu-ray. But I put the two standard Blu-rays on top of each other and the 4K over here, but that's neither here nor there. You're not really here to hear me talk about the packaging or anything like that. I want to talk to you about what I think of this new 4K transfer. And again, this is what they call the Director's Definitive Edition. Michael Mann changed a few things from the theatrical cut. Michael Mann does little things like that from time to time. He did similar things with Thief, and there's a couple changes with some of his other films. But this film right here is definitely my favorite Michael Mann film. And I gotta say, this new 4K disc, starting off with the picture quality, I don't know how to say this, but I absolutely hated this 4K disc. I hate it with every piece of my being. I couldn't stand it. If you follow me on this channel, you'll know that I am usually pretty forgiving with 4K transfers. I'm willing to forgive a lot when it comes to a 4K transfer. Now, I had high hopes for this because, again, it was a transfer done by Fox before Disney took it over, and they did that speed 4K disc, which I thought was great. I thought that was awesome. I don't know what the hell happened with this thing. But going from the standard Blu-ray version, which I had already had, and I actually reviewed it on the channel here before, which is a slightly different color grading than the Warner Brothers one, because this movie has actually changed hands quite a few times. But going from the Warner Brothers to the 20th Century Fox one a few years ago, I thought it looked great on standard Blu-ray. I thought it looked better than ever, honestly. But I don't know what happened with that transfer when it got put onto 4K. It's kind of almost mind-boggling. The entire movie, right from the get-go, is gray. It is a grayish teal tone all throughout the picture. And I mean, it's not just a scene here, the nighttime scenes, the daytime scenes. It's the whole movie. It seems to have had this horrible grayscale kind of put on it. I hate it. I hate it. I can't stand it. Now, again, this is just my personal opinion. Now, if Michael Mann wanted this movie to look like this, if this is the way he originally wanted this movie to look, then that's great for Michael Mann, but it really just, it doesn't seem like this movie was shot with that kind of color grading in mind. The movie is immensely darker than it used to be, and not in a good way. Now, I have no problem with a darker looking film. A lot of my favorite films are actually very dimly lit, kind of darker movies. But this movie, in every iteration that has come before it, even, you know, going back to, like, you know, the DVD days, the movie has never had a look like it does on this 4K. If that is actually what was intended, this is a very different looking film now. The daytime shots are now almost like there's a constant overcast. The nighttime scenes are kind of muddy now. The black levels on the disc are actually pretty good. There's no issues with black levels. It's just the movie seems to have been drained of brightness levels throughout. The brightness of the film, it hasn't really been toned down. It just seems to have been heavily grayed and dimmed, and it's abnormal to see that, and it's almost like something has gone wrong somewhere. I'm glad to say at least the movie was not DNR'd to death, which is a beautiful thing. It's not a Terminator 2 situation where the DNR is taken over and we lose a lot of detail. That, thankfully, has not happened. The detail level on the disc is actually really good. And this is where my conundrum kind of comes into play. The detail level on the 4K disc is better than the standard Blu-ray. But the color grading on the standard Blu-ray, even though this has got HDR10, the colors on the standard Blu-ray are actually better than the 4K because of this grayscaling, this tealish gray that the whole movie has now. You get a more vibrant color out of the standard Blu-ray than you do on the 4K, even though the 4K has high dynamic range. It boggles the mind. I can't understand this. I had to flip the discs back and forth a few times after I watched the entirety of the film, and I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe the differential between the two versions of the film. I was shocked. The biggest thing for me, though, is how HDR10 has helped this disc in no way. The HDR10 provides very, very minimal improvements, if none at all, on the 4K. I was very surprised because usually you get the opposite. You get a wider spectrum of colors, but because of this grayscaling and this dimming that has been done with the 4K disc, it really is almost detrimental, and the colors are actually not as good. It's a very weird situation. Again, this is my personal opinion. If that was Michael Mann's intention to change the color grading of the film, that's his decision. Personally, I think it was a very poor decision. I think his original look of the film, even from the Warner Brothers older Blu-ray, that color was better. I thought the movie looked better in every way, and the movie has always had a bluish hue to it. But with this new 4K, it has lost that kind of vibrancy and is now a dull, dark mess, and it saddened me. It internally saddened me. As for the sound quality, it's fantastic. It's the same DTS HD 5.1 master audio that we got before. It's a great soundtrack. It's the same as the older Blu-ray. I didn't notice any differentials. There are a bunch of special features on the bonus Blu-ray disc. There's also a commentary with Michael Mann in both versions of the film, so whether you watch it on Blu-ray or 4K, basically all the same special features that were on the last iteration of the Blu-ray are on this, because really the Blu-ray is the same. The standard Blu-ray is the same exact release we got before from 20th Century Fox. There's no difference there. But can I recommend this? I can't. I can't recommend it. It kills me how much I disliked this 4K disc. I don't know what it is, but a lot of my favorite films that I really love get murdered on 4K, like Goodfellas and this and Terminator 2. I don't know what it is. I feel jinxed almost. There are quite a lot of great films that I do enjoy that have come out in 4K that I've reviewed on the channel here that I love. But man, this one was such a disappointment. And again, I'd like to know the reasoning behind it. And maybe that was the reason why it was delayed so many times. I don't know. But I can't recommend it. If you are a fan of this film, if you love this film, and it is a phenomenal film, you might want to get it just to see what this movie looks like in 4K out of a curiosity. If you do, I'll leave a link in the description below the video, so you guys can pick it up on Amazon if you want to. Again, it does come with the standard Blu-ray, which is really cool. You got that going for you. But yeah, it's a mess, and I can't believe that was intentional. Again, it is a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, you've got to see this film. I mean, it's a masterwork of a crime epic, you know. But yeah, it's such a sad situation. Again, if you've seen this, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you more reviews like this. Until next time, please stay safe and take it easy.